God, we thank you. We thank you first and foremost because you say whenever two or three are gathered in your name that you are in the midst. And so for that, God, we thank you. We give you honor and we give you praise. Lord, we lift you up today. We thank you for such an opportunity to be able to talk about such a subject. It does take a village to raise one single child. And so, Lord, we invite you in on today to be our eyes and our ears and our mouthpiece so that we may speak life and that we may speak something that the viewers may need to hear and consider to change their outlook concerning the children. We'll be so careful to give you all the honor and all the praise that's rightfully due to you. In Jesus' name we pray.
Hi, I'm Mocha. I'm saved and about that life.
Bentley, purpose and passion.
Dewana, the corporate type.
Barbara, the boss.
And we are the Walks of Life.
All right, I have a special guest with us, Miss Sonji Millet of Blisstopia University. Today our topic is...
It takes a village to raise a child.
What does that mean exactly?
I don't know where this came from in my spirit. It just dropped in my spirit one day. I was just thinking about my childhood. My childhood growing up and, you know, how we had support from, you know, with our families, the neighborhoods, you know, the aunties, the uncles, and I was looking around like, it's not happening no more in today's time. And it's not, you know. And then on the flip side, you know, it's different villages out here now.
Amen.
You gotta be careful. You gotta know who's in that village.
Right.
What village does that represent? You know, and so yeah, it just came to me, you know, let's talk about, you know, how we can come back together, you know, as a community with help raising our children in a healthy manner.
Amen.
Yeah, it's so much, it's really vital, it's really needed right now in this time.
My village, I can relate to having a village. When my daughter was younger, it was my daughter's family that really helped me kind of continue to work. And I didn't have to worry about, you know, who was keeping Christian. But, you know, as she got older, it was strangers that helped me.
Oh, wow.
I would say there was an after school center that kind of saved my life. They would pick Christian up and take her back to the center, feed her, teach Bible principles, Christian principles, and I was still able to work and then pick her up by 7 o'clock. So I can relate to, you know, it's very much needed to have a village or a support system. And even now with my daughter being in high school, I still need people to help and step in because I work so far away that, you know, getting to her, you know, being able to reach out and say, hey, can you go to the school?
So this is a really important topic today then.
It is.
Yeah. I want to mention Miss April. She allowed me to be a part of her village this past weekend with the Rubies, being a role model or another type of voice and another showing them what real love looks like. So not just talking about real love. So that also is about the village. Calling in people, volunteering your time to help someone else understand something different. So the Rubies are really special to us.
Thank you. And vice versa. It's too early, I know.
Oh man.
Wait a minute, I'm just saying, it's too early, but the reality is that we, nowadays, people have, like they rob the children of their best life. Because it really do take a village to raise one child. And sometimes when we fail to admit when we're so flawed that we need help raising a child. So we'll just raise the child in trauma. We'll raise the child and with all of our issues, and we don't ask for help. We don't, you know, we don't even tell somebody that we're having trouble. And my son is not my biological son, but not many people, if any, could tell that he's not. because he's
that this weekend.
yeah, he's not. But his biological mom, she had so much pressure when she decided, I'm gonna give this child to you. Everybody was like, why would you do that? Why are you gonna give a child? That don't even make sense. And that how is that gonna look? All of the things that the pressure of keeping him. And I remember when she had given birth, and my son was about, I think, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. When we went out to eat, I could recall being in prayer and God saying that she was a great mom because of the decision that she had made.
Yep.
And I extended that to her. I said, you know what God told me in prayer? He said that you were a great mom, because there are mothers who know that they are not capable mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, whatever, they're not. And instead of saying, I need help, they'll try and fail miserably. Some of them have went to the extremes of killing their kids, right? There are plenty of moms that have taken the life of a child because they just couldn't, they don't know what the chemical imbalance was, but they didn't know how to be a nurturer. And I had never actually given birth to my own child, but no one would ever know that. Because now I'm a mother of many, as you say, Rubies. But my son, and when I said that to her, God said, you were a great mom. She just cried and cried and cried. And she was like, you really believe that? I really do. Because you made the right decision. I'm not saying I'm the perfect mommy, but I'm
God
capable.
shows you though.
Right?
But we are.
We
We are. I mean,
Right.
because who says what's right or wrong as long as it's not abuse?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no. I mean, people write books, but every child is different. I was just watching something. I was on Facebook, Lord have mercy, and I was watching this little baby walking, and she was like waving at everybody. So somebody was videoing her, and it's crazy how much love that kids got and how much good energy they show. And so and she was just walking and waving, and so it was a lady that she waved at, and the lady waved at her, and this one particular person must have needed a hug because she walked over and gave her a hug. And I thought the lady was gonna fall down because she must have really needed it. So I think children bring the best out of us if we pay attention. And it's nice to be able to share some of their love with other people as well.
Yeah.
Because I know my kids got a lot of love to give.
They're
They be
huggers.
really giving it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope that, and then with me raising them, everybody kind of did. Everybody played a part because they need a little bit of everything to be successful. I believe they didn't have to. We were blessed in a manner of I didn't really have to have a babysitter because their dad and I worked different shifts a lot. But I did have like my neighbors watching them on the bus stop. I had like family who can pick them up sometimes, and just being able to see different people's lives as well help mold them
Absolutely.
to what they really want to be,
Yeah.
So I think it does take a village because you don't know it all.
That's right.
And I'm always sharing with old and young. So younger people teach me things as well as older.
Absolutely.
So it creates a balance. So
One of the things my husband and I always say that you got to forgive your parents sometimes because they were doing the best they could with what they had.
Amen.
Wow.
And that's why you need that village. Because I may not have known how to cook at the time, or I may not have known how to take care of a house.
Yeah.
And other people will help you learn to do that, or teach your child to do that if they didn't get that before. And a lot of us are children ourselves. We're older children have got stuck at one point in our life, and we just don't know how to deal with it.
That's it.
So everybody, when you say it takes a village to raise a child, I think of the child inside of us as an adult and our village. You guys are helping me, and I'm helping you, and we're all working together because we're God's child.
Amen.
That's it.
So that's amazing. So
that's
you
powerful.
basically was saying it never ends. Like it's constant even after you're an adult. Wow.
You're always learning.
That was
That's the
amazing.
way God sees us as little children.
Yeah, we are. We are His. I remember this lady, And this is so funny because you know how we think black people and white people and every race they're different. We raise our children different. Well, the reality is we really don't. We all raise our children the best way that we can. And I was at work, and I worked for a dealership at the time, way out in Waukesha, and my son was probably 3 at the time, and I was just talking. She's an older white lady. I mean, yeah, I'm just sitting there talking about, yeah, I'm a mom, my son is 3, and I love him, just talking about stuff, because she was talking about her grandbaby. And so I was like, yeah, I'm a mom, and I was an older mom, right? And I was like, and I sometimes struggle with making sure I'm being a good mom. And she said, well, let me give you a word of wisdom. And to this day, I will forever hold that. She said, you're a woman of God, aren't you? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, whenever you discipline, you always discipline in love, never in anger. I don't know about y'all, but that's some good stuff, right? Because, who knows, but that's a part of a village. That village, that lady, she dropped that in my lap. She said, and then when you discipline them, and when you're done, you ask them, now why? Why do you know why you got that whooping? Do you know why? And I was like, oh, that's good. So that they'll learn from the mistake. And so I still do that.
Your initial question is, how do we get it back? To be honest, I don't know if we ever go back to that because we don't trust.
Nope.
And I don't trust.
I don't either. I'm going to say that when you said watching the kids at the bus stop.
But when I moved in the area that I was in, all the people that was there were like the first black people to move in the area over on 24th Street. So they were all retired. They was just all good people. Like, I mean, got a good vibe. Actually, they was walking down. They was all coming to my house to see who they called them the Three Musketeers, who the parents was of the Three Musketeers. And I was like, because I thought he was coming to complain.
Right.
And he was like, no, I was just trying to see who raising these boys. They real mannered. And,
Amen.
So I was like, thank you. Because sometimes you don't know that your kid's getting that good skill. You know?
Yeah.
Because you with them all the time, and you always working for them to be better and do better. And so you lose track of that they are doing good, you know. But so other people, it's a guy I went to, I don't know, I was looking for something, and it's a white guy told me, well, you know, you got some good kids. When they go somewhere else and people tell you that they good, that's good. What you doing work
right there.
So I was like, okay, because I was worried. And I was like, man, I got to repeat myself all the time. It's like, no, stop. Why are you doing that? Do this. Stop, do it. And it's just like I said the same thing all the time.
Me too. I feel like
I know. But back to your question about what do we need to do, I think it starts with you. You may not be able to necessarily trust, but you know who you are, and you can be the village to someone else. And as they begin to trust you, then they may become the village to you. So just starting with your central life. At our house, we had 5 kids, 4 daughters, 1 son. We were the house that everybody wanted to come and hang out at. And we knew that when they were there with us, that they were safe. And those kids were getting the same sort of things or an extension of what they needed to have because they were in our home. So making our home and our place the start. And be it your children or your friends.
Well, with me, what I had to do just recently, I had to lay aside pride.
Wow.
I was a prideful person because I thought I can do it. I got it. It's working the way where I want it to go in my home, and what's happening here I know is right. But after a while, you know, it takes a total effect on you. You know, you do need an outlet. You do need a break. And so I began to reach out to the ones that I have already sat with. I've been around you. I know how you live. I know what you about. They don't know I've already undid the homework already. Trust me, all of that. I've done it for a while. And so I began to reach out to those. And once I began to reach out, they were like, I was already here waiting for you to call me. You know, so it was all on me and me reaching out. And so I just recently with my little one. I called my second mother because something was happening with her. and I needed her to be under that anointing with her, that grandmother spirit.
Yep.
And she's a pastor, and she kept her, and you could already see, things getting ready to happen. She said, I want you to bring her to me some more so I can work with her, because sometimes it takes somebody else,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But again, the trust, I had some trust factors too. I didn't trust everybody, because we didn't go to everybody's house growing up.
Oh, we went to
they
our
all-
house.
we all stayed together,
Yeah, that's it.
whatever happened, we were together.
Still, as adults,
And
we're
as
still
adults, yeah.
together.
And even as adults, we're still together. We were the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting that the topic is this because the organization that I run, I have several children, but I received just out of the blue last night a message from a parent, and I was just caught off guard, like, wow. It said it was a little what do you call these little things?
Inspiration.
Little
Okay.
thing. And it said, God will not allow any person to keep you from your destiny. They may be bigger, stronger, and more powerful, but God knows how to get you where you're supposed to be. And then she wrote, hopefully you had a wonderful day, which we did. I just want, but her daughter wasn't with us. And so I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for being an outstanding leader. Thank you for your passion to educate, inspire, and uplift our youth. I'm appreciative for all that you do, seen as well as unseen. I'm very blessed to have met you. I'm grateful, Queen. The pleasure, she says, the Lord has blessed me with great spirit of discernment. I do not trust everyone with my child. And she put that
And
in
you
caps.
just felt that trust.
But you know what? I was like, wow, that just came. She just sit, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. This was 9:18 at night. But what I shared that because that was the Lord just dropped that in her spirit. Like, that's a good woman. And I be honest, I just be like, why do they want to be around me? Like I think sometimes I still swear about it. I'm mean, but they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, I'm not, because they all say, whenever I have a new group of girls that enroll, anywhere from 10 to 20 girls, can we spend the night at your house, Miss April? I said, all y'all? Yeah. Like, no, what would I do with all y'all in my house? But what they're saying is, you're extending us something that we need or we may not be receiving at home. Because you never know the dynamics. It doesn't say they're not loved or cared for or taken care of.
A
But
lot
it's
of
saying
times
it's something.
people I'm in contact with, and it's worse these days because anybody could be on the other side of the internet.
That is true.
And you telling them where you live, what school you go to. You think it's an 11-year-old and it's an 80-year-old or whatever. So
And it's happening right now.
that's why I like she keep up with my boys. She always asking them what's the plan, because they ain't listening to me about school. So this the village right here, because she be like, what's the plan? Well, so what's the plan? So they, she can't keep them on their toes, and they listen to her because they got this certain amount of respect, and she be doing something to them, but they be telling me about it. So I was like, well, shoot, so it's nice to have positive, strong people, because when they get tired of hearing their mama, somebody else, so it's like, dang, that's just what mamas do. They try to keep you going forward.
You know what? Also with my son, his teachers, I stay so close to them. I go and sometimes I'll talk to them for 20 minutes. It's just, to kind of get to feel a real full
what it's
feel
like
of
when
them.
you're around.
Because you're raising my child for 8 hours of the day. The principal, you have an oversee. You're all involved in my son in your care. You're like mom to him. He prays for you. The teacher, he prayed for you. When I say pray, he prayed for you. He said, oh, and Lord, bless my teacher. Ooh, he prays for you all.
Yeah.
So you're part of this. We're family. That's
My daughter has some little girls over here, and so they friend wanted to come over here. Now, they friend being raised by a grandmother. So she was gonna walk over here.
Oh, Jesus.
Cause parents come up there, I was like, what is this? Like, where's she from? Does she go to the school? What school she go to? But she don't go to their school, so now I gotta dig deep, because I know most of the kids go to the school, and if I don't know them, they know me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, let me speak to the parent. So it ended up being the grandma. So I'm like, okay, Green. Like, what? You giving her permission to come over here? And I was like, where you live? And so she said
They live on
Way
You
across
know,
town.
a mile
My
away.
God. And she
So
walked.
you been no? She said she was gonna walk,
Right.
but you know, no, I ain't do that because I
Right.
want to see your environment.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I really want you here yet.
Let me tell you about it.
So when I go to see the environment, so this little girl, she was a nice young lady, you know. She listening to Granny,
Okay.
and she ain't a using Granny, you know.
Okay.
But like I told her, it was too far for you to walk for you not to know. So I was telling this little girl, I'm picking you up because I'm a mother, and I wouldn't want my daughter trying to walk this far
Yeah.
to be with no friends, because then you ain't knowing how you gonna get back or nothing. So I'm telling Granny I'm gonna take her home. And Granny was like, thanks for coming to get her. So this has been a good discussion.
Yeah.
We're trying to wrap this thing on up. Any closing thoughts, anyone?
Well, I would just want to say one more thing. I don't have, right now I'm a single parent. And sometimes I feel like my son needs a man to speak into his life. I have literally taken the liberty to speak with my bishop. And there has been times where my bishop had to say to him, if you do that again, I'm going to whip you.
Bishop.
And what he's saying is, don't take your mom for granted, because you know your mom is going to love you past it, but that's not okay. And I'm saying, green light,
All right.
because you know better. And sometimes we keep, if you do it again, you don't get another chance. So I think the point of all of this is, we need a village. Not only does it take it, but we need to be able to have the village in place.
That's good. 'Cause our villages, sometimes as single moms, when we're going through, is more women.
Yeah, and we need.
And sometimes we need some really good, upstanding, righteous men to be
Yeah.
able to help raise our son. My son
Yeah.
went away to stay with his father when he was in middle school. The hardest thing I ever done
That
in
was
my
a
life.
critical time in his life.
Because I know he needed to be there.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, it's your choice, which I need you to go with your dad. But when he was done with that year, I says, your choice where you want to go from there. He stayed. Broke my heart, but I know he needed it too.
He needed that.
So, and he told me later on, he said, Mom, you did the right thing.
See?
Amen.
When they return it back, it's enough. Huh? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my husband has been a dad to a lot of girls, boys, kids, neighbors. Like, you don't, man, you don't really think about how many kids that don't have a positive male, that they can feel just safe with. Like, you ain't gotta worry about them liking you because you're thick, or, you know what I mean? So they're not a violator. Because he's been through a lot of young ladies that has situations where they were moving a little faster than they should have. They didn't get a good child life because they were violated, or whatever the case is. The life wasn't what it, they had to start being grown, whether it was just raising their siblings and not being able to be a kid, or whatever it is. It's just different things other than being molested or whatever. But so he has been around. And then, like with my son, something about men that only gotta say it once.
It is.
I
They just, and the kids remember it. Like, I don't want
and I asked my son one
I
time.
done said that 1,000 times.
My son
Come on now, y'all listen to your father, your heavenly father.
Well,
Now.
it's true.
told me it's something in his eyes. Mama.
Oh, it ain't nothing in my eyes. Not really. Too strong and nurturing. Mama feed us.
Oh, man.
Mocha, any final thoughts, or you've been quiet?
Just listening to what y'all were talking about, it was very interesting. But my final thoughts is, I was thinking about the village people. Remember the village people,
Yes.
help really comes from all backgrounds,
Everywhere.
It's all in, how we can go back, move forward,
Amen.
I guess, learning, each other and establish relationships, because with me, I am stuck in some of them ways. They're not all, to me, bad ways, but they're my ways. But coming out, at my own pace, my own time, getting to know people, networking, and because I'm in a home with two parents, and we have my niece, my little one. Thank God my husband, he has the patience. He's really a patient person, man. And I learned that he helped raise his nieces and nephews. And they all let me know over the years that he was like their dad. So I knew he would be good for her. And he has been. Me, on the other hand, he said, you just take it there. You just go to 10, and I do. I want things done a certain way. I do, but there come to a time where I'm at now, I need a break now, and I'm learning how to reach out to
Amen.
to others now. Yeah.
So
So
that's,
I'm
I'm gonna tell you, it's okay to let go of some of the hardcoreness, because the kids, my sons are different from my daughter. She's 10 years difference from them, and the exposure that she has versus they did is she's a little bit faster. Like, I probably put them on Social Security if she came first, but she's a lot faster, and she pay a lot of attention, and she catch on, like, she pay attention to routines and stuff, so she know how we move. My boys be like, hey, mama had some friends over. It was our cousins and a new lady. She'd have been like, no, it was Karen, Trina, Dewana, mama, and they had this lady who wrote a book.
detail.
So, you know what I'm saying? So
It's
she
so tuned in.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's gonna be more. So I had to let some of my hardcore way, because I don't want her to fear me. I want her to fear the fact that I am her mother.
Yeah.
But I don't want her to fear me in a way that she's sneaking and hiding and
That's
running.
Amen.
it. Yeah.
I don't want her to feel like that, because then that's when somebody get her that I don't want to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to let go of some of the things,
That's true.
because
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, girls will get away from you fast,
Then the boys will sometimes.
because they know that there's some ice cream in the refrigerator, because you ain't closed the door fast enough. But the boys missed it, and they like, shoot, I saw that ice cream in them popsicles, mama. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's just for me learning as I parent and get older and being a parent, and we talk at kids a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta talk to them and not at them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, we do.
And listen to them.
We have to
And
learn that.
Listen to
that
what
too.
they're not
We
saying.
have to. Yeah.
Right?
Because somebody on the outside can listen to them.
611.
All right. And what about you? You got some final?
Wrap it on.
I just want to
up.
say thank you for having me, ladies, allowing me to be part of this. You guys are amazing. You're very amazing.
Thank
We enjoy you always.
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 Got some good nuggets.
Yes.
I guess my final thoughts is, it takes a village, and like each one of you have explained, it may not be perfect, and you have to let go and trust God and let Him direct your path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amen. Wow.
All right.
If you like what you've heard,
Share,
Share.
Right.
subscribe.
Subscribe.
good night.
For a friend.
Refer a friend.